Hello guys and welcome back into another episode of City Skylines. Now in this episode all we're gonna do is just a tour of the city we have built, and as you see it's finished. You haven't seen the final touches I did essentially, but as you probably noticed, what I promised I delivered pretty much. If it wasn't for the limit of the trees, even these areas will be populated with trees, forest. But there's a limit actually, as I find out, to how many trees you can have. So you have to apologize me for some of the empty spaces around the city. Well, it's on the outskirts. In the city itself, there's always everything filled. And we shall start the tour at the Tokyo tree, which is I do believe 450-ish meters tall tower. Tokyo Sky Tree, yeah, there we go. So, actually, I do remember. No, it wasn't here. Never mind. I hope the audio is not gonna be totally off sync again after some time, but as we know, it's probably gonna happen. It's quite likely, and it is actually here. Yes, this is one of the funny places I wanted to show you guys. So let's go sprinting. Parking lots, which are damn near vertical, but as you see, if you are a skilled driver, you still can park your car in these places regardless, and will be good look at that as well. I wish there was a plane going around, and maybe we get lucky, we'll see, because if you've seen the videos with the Luxor time-lapse, which is not far away from here, but we're not gonna go there just now. Those planes, they had to go around the Tokyo Skytree before landing, but I don't think we're gonna get lucky on this one. All I see is some birds and a plane which is too much in the distance. Well, so let's go down the street. We're gonna cross the river. So obviously this is the industrial zone that saved the city at some point. When we stop having enough goods essentially in those stores, and the city was bankrupting pretty much at that point. That was the only thing that saved us really. If it wasn't for these factories, yeah, bankrupt. Pretty much we won't be able to finish the city in the first place, but it will start getting abandoned, and there'll be plenty of holes all around. People will start leaving as well. So at the moment we're sitting at 205,000. So the original goal of having 100,000 people, which area we should go? Let's go this way first. So this is where the ship's coming as well. From the, oh well, it's hard to say which side though, because we don't know where is the north, etc. But from this bank coming down into the city, and the harbor is somewhere down there, close to Burj Dubai, and no, it's Burj Khalifa now, isn't it? And the Shanghai Tower. And this is where is the airport on this side, with quite nice hotel. I forget what it is called. As you see, it's quite a tall building, certainly more than 100 meters tall. Well, it will be about 150 to just my rough guess. And that's still maybe, no, it must be like 170-ish, let's say, because those skyscrapers here on this side, they probably roughly 200-ish, 189 maybe. That's pretty much almost as tall. Yeah, I think it will be like 170 then. So there is quite nice stores, as you see. Grew up essentially around the area of the airport, which is sitting right here somewhere. can find it. Obviously the tall buildings don't make it easier, but I do believe we must be very close. Now this was Expo Center, I believe. Perhaps we'll see some kind of sign. No, I forgot what it was. In all honesty. And now the funny part is I don't even know where exactly is the airport. Did assume it was in here, close to this hotel, but it doesn't seem to be the case. How about we investigate? Certainly the plane, what it is in here is essentially, and that's where the planes land, the airships. This is quite busy in here as well, as you can see. There are the gates. And yes, we had quite a lot of shops in case you need to buy something before you go, or straight after you land. Parking around, there's something going on in there, police and all. But it's not why we're here. We just want to see more of the city, and let's go in that case. A bit more this way. Like to, yeah, there should be a passage over here. I'm lost. Well, what can we see from here? We can certainly see quite a lot of the airport and the planes and all, and I'm a bit surprised that we can see the Burj Dubai and this from this point of view, but it is what it is. And that's the science center, I believe, as well. The blue glass windows, Billy store, of course, the one with the tall antennas, all black building. But again, let's just carry on this side. We can see the Bank of China, the American Bank, and then we can see the Hancock Tower as well, and the prominent one on the left right now, I remember what it was, or the one on the very right side, or next to the Hancock Tower. And we go in opposite direction on the highway. It's not exactly what I had in mind originally, but either way we have to get there somehow. And perhaps if we go just through the trees like this, it reminds me, I could have made some pathways in here for the pedestrians if they wanted to walk around. Small connections. Let's go through the trees into the playground apparently. And we get some buildings in here as well. It's been a while. It's been a while since I built the city and did the original videos. But I wanted to do the tour, as I promised, to see everything from point of view, essentially, of a citizen who lives in the place. Look at that. Well, I think we managed to go perfectly fine. As I mentioned, the original goal was 100,000 people. Now we already have 200,000 people, and I wanted to build something that will feel like a metropolis. And I would say, humbly, that we have achieved it. Because look at that. Do you feel like in a metropolis, essentially? I certainly do. What is that one? That's the Burj Dubai. Okay. Burj Khalifa. I should fix myself, because of course this that was renamed. It was originally called the Burj Dubai, and then I believe it may have been the king of some kind, one of the Arabic kings that they changed the name into, name it Burj Khalifa instead, which as far as I know it stands to this day like that, with no intention to change it neither. So we certainly are deep into the city now. I'm just gonna walk towards, I probably should go on sidewalks as well. I should act as a as I can be hit by cars, as I'm actually are a citizen. Another French flag on there, like that. So yes, I forgot about that building with the blue top, 3 floors. But it's certainly quite tall. I will just guess that must be a financial center of sorts, possibly in China. Now I was just admiring the Kuala Lumpur twins in the background, and also the Shanghai Tower. Not to mention those, the New York style buildings and apartments, that's also something that's close to my heart. And look at these long avenues. People walking in, we should walk too. Bank of America in there. I am totally lost, but you know, we're just gonna go ahead with it anyway. Because that's kind of the point. If you are in Metropolis, you should feel like you are in a concrete jungle. Look at that. And if you don't know the place that well, or the first time, then you should totally feel lost and overwhelmed, which I am now, although I built the city. And it's been a while, and it took me quite a long time as well. I'll probably have to take a guess now how many episodes it was actually in total, to be honest, but no less than 10 I will assume. And it was close to 2 hours each, isn't it? Well, no, it's probably like 1.5 on average. Some longer, some less, and some experience with problems with the computer now is struggling. So I assume that's when essentially the lag or desync on the audio will happen. But yeah, it's quite overwhelming for the computer now to essentially just process everything at the moment. Look at that, really struggling now. But we're gonna keep going and exploring more. Certainly the city offers tons of beautiful views, either at night or daytime, it doesn't really matter. Each has a... oh, I like the Zonda in the black. Somebody's fortunate right there. There we go. Let's look at this side. Can we see? Look at the long avenues. I totally love it. Well, that's the reason why I built it like that. So you can see all across essentially the map. Let's wait for the cars to pass, so I'm not totally oblivious. Let's get down the street towards the Kuala Lumpur. Oh, sorry, Kuala Lumpur. Did I say before Kuala Lumpur? What I meant, there was a Petronas Towers, of course. Which is probably, now that I think of it, it's in the city of Kuala Lumpur, but it's called the Petronas Towers. And there we go, there is the Empire State Building as well. And in comparison to the Shanghai Tower, but again, there's a distance difference in there as well. But still, it's kind of, there is the Seattle Columbia Center, the one with many lights, yeah. We shall go that way at some point as well. Let's go more deep into the town center. So definitely now we are in the center. We started... we should be able to see on the left side possibly somewhere there we can still see the Tokyo tree, but we will at some point. Let's go one more tree up. This was a yellow one, it's a yellow Veneva. Moving too quick for me to even catch it properly. So I do wonder if we're gonna see where we started now. It should be... yeah, we can see it barely. So right there, that tiny blue pole essentially. That's the Tokyo tree, I assume. I can't still confirm that properly, to be honest. At this distance, we can fire in the middle, so considering it should be. Just trying to enjoy the Burj Khalifa again. Even at this distance, it's storing everything else. And there's a Chrysler building there, slightly visible. Let's go this way again. Let's have a look up there. There's a Shanghai Pearl on that side. We're certainly gonna go back there at some point. Or perhaps we should turn right, even now, to explore that part, and then we're gonna come back this one in a loop, essentially, before we head towards the Tokyo tree again. So I have to assume... it's too late now. Yeah, it certainly feels like Metropolis, isn't it? Just looking this way down as well, I can see the scale of the city, and it's busy. It's very busy, and you're surrounded by a concrete jungle on each side. So let's go up this way. Somebody's parking his jeep in here. Not that I do object. It could be apartments, could be stores, can't tell on that one. It's a casual I-40 on this side. Oh, what is that? That's one of the massive blocks. I don't even know what it is called or where is it built. I will assume it's one of the Americans' skyscrapers, but look at the size of that. That's nearly the size of one of the Twin Towers. Possibly smaller by, I'll estimate 50 centimeters, but thickness wise it's probably even thicker by about 10. So it's a serious building, really. And all of those are taking my breath away. Truly magnificent city we built. So going up the hill, that one is definitely one of the financial centers from Shanghai, I believe. It's in China, this one, that with the looks like a bottle opener. And that, I believe, is 330 meters tall. And I'm going on that one on memory, not from what I judge. My judgment will be probably 330 anyway. And yeah, let's go on the other side. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Right now I don't even know where to go, but I do want to have a better look at this from this position as well, because that's somewhere we have to go as well. You're gonna do one massive loop, you're gonna go somewhere there, then to the left, then back to the Petronas, etc., back to the Tokyo tree. It's gonna experience, and now I'll give my best to show you at least the main parts, because you won't be able to walk everything. Like, let's face it, that's gonna be too much of a job. If I wanted to show you every single street, certainly impossible, but at least every location we can walk kind of into it. And the dominant buildings should hopefully present to us, although any of the skyrises can really block anything that's much larger in the distance, so you can't really tell. You can lose here and there some of them, but certainly all my favorite ones, we're gonna walk to them, because I have them in my mind and I know we have them. It's in the city. I want to go have a look at them as a pedestrian. So we look at windows. So we saw this Shanghai Pearl from distance before, And yeah, this is the actual scale, and that's also 330 meters tall. Or in that area, 300 plus, a little bit more than that, yeah. Again, I'll just stand inside. There is the Bank of America touring area. This location on those hills. So look, there's a metro station here as well. So let's say we are just chilling here. What a spot will be this for a picnic. So if you have a girlfriend or your lady, I'm pretty sure if you're not totally noob in romance, you will recognize that this place will be of significance to her, and it'll be easy to go on a date in here and seal the deal if you know what you're doing. I wish there was a night at night right now so we can see the beautiful, but to be fair, yeah, 3/4 will be possibly visible from this location. Yeah, and all of that will be lost on this side. Certainly it'll be blocked off, but to be fair, there's only stuck a tree on that side, which is significant. Then we can see pretty much everything else. Ooh. As soon as I said that, I said that the most dominant we can't even see, which will be the Burj Khalifa, which must be somewhere there. I'll assume if we go to the left, yeah, now we see it's okay. Let's call it 3/5 instead of quarters of city will be visible from here. So I should probably put some benches in here, just as a props. And we already have some pathways, and let's see if this person can actually walk up this way, or did he just went into the hill? What's gonna happen if I go down this way? The real question is, can I climb up? Yes, I can. So it should be possible for the people too. But they're gonna vanish, yeah, the game, that's too hard for the game to do that. It's just gonna appear on the street as soon as they reach something like that. Beautiful areas, isn't it? And people, yes, looking, I did some pathways like those, like this one here, around the city by the way, so it's not like before when I was mentioning I called them pathways in days because I'd done it, but there was a chance to do that in there, I assume. I just didn't see the opportunity to do that kind of improvements in there. It could look a bit nicer. Regardless, they are all over the city anyway, and we'll see many of them, I'm sure. Now this is a shame it's not animated fountain, isn't it? But yet again, there could be a pathways in here for the people as well, and this will be quite a nice location for picnics too. And possibly, no more vision, it will be exactly the same vision, pretty much, or degree of view. Let's go back up this way. What building we are under? Oh, the Shanghai Grill, of course. Okay. Let's go this way up. Towards the Bank of America. We're not gonna go all the way to the Bank of America. It's not neat. We can see it quite well from here as well. To experience this area, we want to go left. Possibly one street higher though. Just to make sure, or should we walk all the way to the top of the hill and maybe better views present into ourselves, we'll see. We can certainly have a peek into each of the streets. Possibly I should always present the opposing view. Let's see what's up in there. So where are we now? Oh, that's beautiful as well. Oh yeah, do you remember? Well, this is pretty much the first high residential area and commercial, because this specifically is commercial ones, isn't it? And that's the first skyscraper we had, the transporter building with the windows. That was the first one we had as a skyscraper. Now, certainly it's not dominant, but this is yeah, that's where it all started. The whole metropolis uh, started right here. And we shall go definitely up the hill again one more time. And now we're not gonna see the second skyscraper yet we built, but we're gonna see what kind of views are from here. And as you see, there's plenty to see. It won't go any higher than that, so that's quite a contrast in here, isn't it? The brick wall, and right next to it, essentially just a glass building. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. I was about to say I don't necessarily resent it, or I don't mind, but I don't know. Maybe I do. Let me know in the comments if by any chance you're watching this, and what do you think about this? It's quite a contrast, definitely, but yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not definitely ugly. What are you doing? You dubbing on me? I think she was dubbing. Funny enough, on me. It's probably for the video. It's full of life everywhere. Every street is busy. Every street has noise. Every street has sky rises. This is exactly what we wanted when I imagined how the British may look like and what we'll try to achieve. I wish what was, I don't know, what was that orange building there as well. It's probably one of the Chinese one, wild guess, I'm wrong on that one. We definitely know the Hancock Tower. Can't really mistake that one, built in Chicago. I believe that's the third largest in there. Look at the Twin Towers towering all over the area one there. Again, quite good location to be, but which location is not though? There's views everywhere, and this is really beautiful. Look at that. Let's go this way more. So I can tell all of this is the shops. So it's commercial zone. Although I long forgotten what area is this, but it's not the Grand Mall, of course. Yeah, Grand Mall, and we have the Statue of Liberty Tower, Statue of Liberty, and yeah, this is definitely one of the first places in the city, and essentially where is the London as well. That was the first connection from the low residential, from the where is the houses to this part. And this is where it all started. That's again the first skyscraper we ever had. Transport tower, blue windows in there. And the second one we should be able to see now, which is this one. Looking right now at it, is the one in center. It's still kind of dominant, isn't it? It's definitely not dwarfed by anything else in the area, but it has been joined by many other. Oops, we just fell. Well, it is what it is. I was trying to look at the Hancock Tower, and I do feel like that way there could be the SpaceX center, and there's a whole area around it as well that I shouldn't really just skip. And this is one of my favorite buildings as well, the De La Gauchère. Of course, sounds French. I'm sure it's in France. 250 meters tall, roughly, and it looks much better when it's in light. But regardless, certainly you guys can tell as well. This beautiful one. Let's go this way now, just for a change, towards the only building that's not one-to-one scale, mind you, the Eiffel Tower. And that's only because I really wanted that building in the game, but there is no workshop essentially asset that will make it a one-to-one ratio. And yet again, the developers in the game decided to put it roughly at a half size, as imagine. Two-thirds size, I guess. That could be 200 meters tall instead of 300. because all their assets, essentially the game, haven't been at that scale. It will be one of the tallest buildings, so they don't want to have something totally out of place. But I don't approve. If you make any asset that's original from the developers, it should also be one-to-one. You know, if in workshop somebody does assets which are half a size or something like that, I can understand some people looking exactly for that. But I do believe most people will be like me. They just want realism in the game and to appreciate the true scale of the actual buildings. Since I haven't got the chance, for instance, to go to the Eiffel Tower yet, myself neither. I would like to experience it at least in the game, but in the size it actually is. I know this is definitely a smaller one. It feels smaller than the one in Las Vegas, which is also a miniature. Probably two-thirds. It's probably the same size to be fair, but I haven't been to Hancock, I have been to Chicago, so I know that definitely feels exactly the same, and it is the same size. And that building is also 400 meters tall, plus. Let's go back this way again. To look at the Big Brother, as I named it before. The most dominant building on that side. Just massive block of building, really. Even at this distance, you can tell it's absolutely staggering, baffling, really, in size. And the closer we get to that, we'll realize that's also 300 meters plus of a massive block. Again, roughly three quarters of the actual Twin Towers, so it is a serious building, really. That's the medical center we have. There's not much on that area outside of the... Is it the Seattle Tower? And there's also the SpaceX Center, and there's skyscraper as well. That one is probably from Dubai, but that's not Frankfurt Tower. It must be, or Euromast. Should be Seattle Tower as well somewhere there, but to be honest, this Seattle Tower is a kind of small one in comparison. So 160 meters tall, I believe. So it's not by any means something small, but in a scale, in what we have in the city, it will be really dwarfed and hidden at any distance. I think that's enough to see of that one. We wanna go this direction. What is that nice spire there? That's probably going from the Prudential skyscraper, so we can just go this way then instead. And it's quieter at night. It could be the location, but I don't think so. I mean, this is still properly dense city. I'm walking down the middle of the highway again, or the street, which is not good for immersion, I guess, into the game. I'm trying to pretend I'm a tourist, trying to see everything. Now that one there is definitely from Dubai, isn't it? That's one of the Marina Towers, and that will be like 230 meters tall, judging by it. As you see, quite serious building. What do we have down this way? Is there anything else of the dominant buildings? There's what is this? Oh, it's just a basic shops, our residential. So I like every time I see flags, to be fair. And usually it is some kind of special building. A lot of Germans in here, some Spain. Again, which is not a problem. I like to see that. And there's nothing. That's the outskirts of the city, isn't it? Yeah, we're going down there towards the water intakes for the city, which we're gonna see in here. All four of them. And now, if I go to the other side, let's pretend I'm not the one who get run over by any of the trucks. And look left and right, I guess. Oh, there was no stop. There was okay. There we go. Oh, what is this actually? Let's have a look at this area. Could be some kind of fountain again. Oh, Christmas tree. So Hancock fully on light. Seems to be occupied, and yeah, okay, this is quite retrieve area. Is again something I was looking for, and I used to do pathways. I wonder if there's one of them in here. Doesn't seem to be like. I promise I did quite a lot of them, but then again the city is quite massive in scale. So perhaps just looking this way will be even better. And look at that. Look at the views. Let's go cheat a little bit. Hopefully I'm not gonna fall down. So the fence is out of the way. Or the rails I should say. Quite outside, isn't it? Let's go sprinting down this way. Oh, look at diamonds. Under the Chicago Towers. Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, so again I'm kind of orienting myself better. Also, we're looking straight into the first area that started, the lower residentials with the houses. Then of course that's on the right side is the original industrial zone, and the skyscrapers kind of roost around it. Space elevator, and there'll be airfield right there. That's where we can see the plane. And there's tons of special buildings. So let's sprint down this way. And that's a massive bridge, isn't it? Even sprinting down, you can tell. It's quite long. And hopefully, as soon as we rise up this hill, we're gonna get some excellent views again. I mean, you know, even here, like, again, you can make a picnic in here and chill easily. Look at the size you will get, regardless of the trees. And that's the event center, I believe. Fully lit at night. And this is definitely one of the quietest places in a city. It's, again, in the outskirts, at the borders. But even here, odd person walking down. Even I'm pretty sure he's got quite a stretch to go. Possibly going down to his apartment. Hopefully it's not working, or it's not going to work. It's pity enough to go at this time, just walking distances. Getting home after work, and it will be even worse if you're actually walking that kind of distances, going to work at night. There should be better options for you. Put metro everywhere, and buses, and picking up a car. So it's certainly worth coming in here, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And shall we actually just continue? Oops, this way. Almost fall into the canals. Wasn't really that special area when we first started the city. It was simply just one of the boring areas that people just go to work, and there was nothing special about it. But look at it now. Tons of things to see and do, and that's the thinnest skyscraper right there, which is built in New York. I forgot exactly the name of the building, but it's probably just a street name. Either way. And in the middle we can see diamond, or diamond shape. Again, a building from Chicago, one of my favorite ones. At this distance it still may seem like it's not tall, but trust me, that's still like 150 meters tall in real life, on 160. So when you're down close to it, you will start having the sense of how massive it actually is. It's not small by any means. And going down this way still. Closer and closer to diamond, soon enough. You will get what I mean. And this is the thinnest skyscraper again at this distance, look at that. Which is 430 meters tall, I believe. It's the top floor is above the actual roof of any of the twin towers. They have been essentially measured as close to 500 meters only because of the mast, which was almost 100 meters on top of one of the towers. But in reality they both like 405 meters or something like that. So quite massive, quite totally massive, but that building right there has still like 3 floors above them. And you can tell even at this distance, imagine like how massive the Twin Towers must have been if they only missed like top 3 towers, top 3 floors, to have exactly the same size. If you put them in here, they'll be just dwarfing everything else. And all of those are skyscrapers, as you can tell. It's just we're still far away from the actual building. And now we get into the diamond, so you will see what I mean when you've been close to it. It's quite sizable building. You still have to break a neck trying to look at it. And I was thinking, what is that? Now he was inside a building. For the moment I was like, what kind of skyscraper is this? And Frankfurt Tower is actually right there, yeah. We can see the mast fully. So, shall we go? That's quite an interesting building as well, isn't it? Definitely about the size of the diamond in tallness. Very interesting design. I'm just totally abusing the game now. Won't be able how to find a way, really proper way to get here. I just want to get here and experience this street. You see Trans-American Tower in there, very famous, isn't it, from the San Francisco. Because we're gonna go there as well at some point. What is that? That's Jesus. That's office building, I know. As you can tell again from this distance. Okay, 250 meters, let's say. Just a behemoth. A wall. Look at that. Here again, open street all the way across the city. You can see pretty much everything. That's the diamond right there. So I'm trying to think now. So we can definitely walk in towards the twins. They should be on the left side somewhere there. At some point we're gonna definitely see them. Oh, let's not go off the street again. And skyscrapers everywhere, which is exactly what we wanted. And that was the idea I had, at least. To build a city that you're gonna feel like it is a metropolis, and certainly as mentioned, that's achieved. What is that one there? I knew that it may have been the Aeon building from Los Angeles instead, but I try to think, no, it must be something else, otherwise it'll be taller. Those Aeon buildings here also are roughly 400 meters tall. No, wait. Oh yeah, it must be, yeah, yes, because the Aeon building, wait, in Chicago the first one, the tallest one is obviously the building, and that's the tallest building in America, period, floor-wise. Then second in Chicago will be the Trump Tower, which is that one there actually, just talking about it, but it's the tallest one you can see in the distance, not this close one, but in the middle and down there with the spire on top. And that's close to 400. And then the third one will be the Aeon, for sure. No, Willis, Trump, that must be Hancock Tower. And then it must be the Aeon, but it's very close calls between those two though. So that'll be the fourth one. Let's go this way. So I do assume we're gonna see the twins. Right there, yeah. So I was right. Just closing down to that area. And of course there'll be tons of other beautiful buildings. So let's go this way now, because I wanna see the 40 Woolworth as well, which will be on this side. Can we spot it now? If the twins, you can't see it now. It's not at Woolworth. It probably is with the very nice Gothic roof. Hard to tell at this distance. It's still too far away to recognize it properly. When we get closer, I'll certainly be able to tell. And what did it say on the top? Could that be HBC? Or something like that, bank. I guess I don't go close to there, I will not find out, but even if I go close to there, the pedestrian will be too high in the top for me to tell. That I like this one as well, the one which is all blue. I think it is HBC. At least I will bet it's some kind of a bank. Look at the twins. The size of that. The street's down there. Jesus, yeah, we're going to you. Let's turn to this side. We're gonna have the full board anyway on the left side to them. So going down there. And there'll be a very special building as well on the other side. I think it's for the Legionaries, that one there. In the background, the biggest shade, essentially. You can see, and that's the Trans America as well, barely visible. Covered by all the tall buildings as well, but you see in the top, which is very recognizable. So as we're going closer to the twins, I'm gonna start walking now, because then you can appreciate it better. What sort of a building? Absolute madness it was. Look at the size of those things. Again, each of those buildings can take easily 40,000 people. 40,000 people in them. Which is absolutely insane if you think about it. It's pretty much outside of four or five larger cities in Slovakia, which will be more than 100,000 people, I guess. Everything else, the whole cities each of them can be just fit into the building, and that's it. Just those two buildings. Any other city outside of those five. You don't need any other buildings, you can house everybody in there if you wanted to. And all the offices, I assume, because that's the population of the city plus the buildings, isn't it? The commercial zones and everything else. Look at that. When I'm standing next to them, I kind of feel like when I was trying to guess the height of the other buildings, if I know this is 400 meters, then the other ones must have been... I probably overestimated their height. It's always hard to tell. Trust me, even in real life, it's so hard to tell. When I was close to the Empire State Building, it seems to be small in comparison what I expected, but then again, when you see it from distance, it's taller than everything else. Seriously, but otherwise it was the same experience. Let's say looking at this right, well, this is staggering. Maybe looking at that, it's hard to tell. But this is the Woolworth 40. So you can see the details on that, the new one we have. And I do want to go around the World Trade Center, and this is the special skyscraper I was telling about as well. I think it's in Brazil. One of the town ones in Rio de Janeiro. I absolutely love this wall. Again, when you're close to it, you can appreciate like the size of that as well. And look at this area. I totally forgot about that. What is this one? I forgot. It was financial center, I think, as well. Both of those. There's three buildings in there, isn't it? Tall ones. And let's look at the twins again from this one angle. Entering light as well. Let's go on the street on this way. We have to go this way. Just to look around a little bit as well. So the Woolworth. Like sticking out there. This distance this looks small. And look at how much they dwarf in the Woolworth. Which is not really that far away. But in comparison, it's crazy. Because the Woolworth itself is an absolutely staggering size of 300 meters, roughly. It was bested by the Chrysler building just a year later or something like that, so that was the tallest building before. The Woolworth, let's look at the twins again. And then it was Chrysler. Then it was the Empire State Building again about later after that. And Empire State Building was the tallest for a long time, essentially, only topped by the Twin Towers, which also built essentially almost to the point of their destruction. I do believe, no, because the village over was technically taller one with the floors, but not with the spire. So it's disputed, but floor-wise, okay, no, not floor-wise, total size. It was the Twin Towers before that for sure, before the Burj Khalifa came to place. And since there's many buildings taller than that, of course, but they are still smaller than the Burj Khalifa, so that place is for many years now in the hands of Dubai, essentially. Look at that. Where's the boulevard? I can't tell. Must be there. Yes, it is. Just a spire, barely visible. So I'm actually gonna go to it. I'm gonna go this way. It's time to progress closer to the Petronas and start making our way back where we started. Kind of going in a loop around the city. And once again, day has become, and I like this one as well. That's definitely Spain, but I think there's also Rio de Janeiro, or at least one of the Latin America countries. Skyscraper. So if we go one more street, let's see, Bank America again, recognizable in distance, quite dominant, and that's the area we started it. And again, we started there somewhere. This is one of the late areas, late in the game, but it became the most prominent area, isn't it? It's definitely with the tallest skyscrapers around. And there's plenty of stuff to see everywhere. And there's a gherkin in there as well. The gherkin is the egg-shaped one, like egg-shaped, that one there, the blue one, from London. That's like close to 200 meters, 160 I think. And we can see the Empire State Building, and just right next to it is the World Trade Center. So you can kind of appreciate, they are slightly more in distance, to be fair, and the village tower, of course, which is taller than those two buildings, is more in distance, is smaller in comparison on this side. But look at Petronas. They still seems to be touring. We're gonna go to you very soon. Let's give it a glance back at the twins if we can. Can we still see you? Yes, we can. I'll be surprised if we not, because yet again, they're really towering everything else in there. It's serious buildings in size, and yeah, let's go. I do love the one with the cupola, which is from New York, of course. If you go this way, I think, yeah, it's gonna go like down, and be somewhat gonna hopefully appear on the other side. I don't even know what happened now. Yeah, this is the tunnel in here, so you're supposed to emerge exactly in here, but you can't go in tunnels in this mode. And look at Petronas. It's always something else in the way, but it doesn't matter. And there's Gherkin as well, so you can tell I didn't lie. Just take a moment to appreciate the size of the person compared to that building. It is about 160 meters tall, but again, the illusion can happen easily when you have everything tall around. You think, ah, it's not actually that tall. Just look at the cars or the people coming close to the building, and then imagine how tall it must be. It's still serious tall. If you turn left in here, I'll see me the Shanghai Tower, but I do want to go, or do not see the Petronas from a slightly better angle. No, there's always something in the way, so let's go a bit more down. Gonna go to the Shanghai Tower regardless, and there should be good view on Empire State Building. There we go. So for some reason right now I can feel the scale of that Empire State Building a bit more than I did probably in real life as well. It was again just probably overwhelming. There was many skyscrapers around. That one too. All that is must have been taller in them. When you're this close to the building, you can't really tell if this building is, you know, slightly smaller than that one. You can tell it is smaller, but not by much, or may not seem to. And from distance, you'll realize this building right here is probably only a third of that one. And it still doesn't look like that from here, does it? But I'm probably right about it. Maybe a third of that one there. Let's go down this way. How about Petronas? Yeah, we're gonna see the other tower now for change. But yet again, trying to imagine when you're looking down to the street level, and at this distance, when you're trying to see the people in the background, like it is quite far away, isn't it? It looks more like ants. People walking. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I get quite a big monitor, but yeah, they're like an ant, and then you're looking all the way to the top, and yeah, your brain is absolutely like, how is that even possible? Those buildings, it's crazy. But let's walk towards the Shanghai Tower now, which is as crazy as it sounds, a 1/3 almost taller than the tallest we've seen so far at close range, because that is 600 meters plus, and believe me, at this distance, which it's still far away, you can still see and appreciate how tall it is. So if we walk, and there we go. Let's enjoy a little bit the Empire State Building as well. And again, that's quite a while. That's quite a distance as well. Let's say we still have like 300 meters to go to it. But you can see, like, yeah, if there was people down there, it will be like ants, and that's how tall is the buildings. The building. Let's go this way. Now this was before that one there. It was the former thinnest skyscraper in the world, and of course in Europe as well. But it was bested by the one we've seen previously. And the sign on there, Venetian, that's one of the hotels in Las Vegas, called the Venetian. It's of course the imitation of the Venice. So when you go inside, you actually go into gondolas and on the lake. And it's quite an experience, let me tell you. You can still see, even at this distance, it is a serious building as well. Mind you, we're slightly above its actual floor level right now. You can see from down there as well how tall are the cars and buses in comparison to the actual building. And there's Chrysler right there. This is spire, roof essentially lit, and I do like this one as well. Again, Emar. Where can you be from? I forgot. Either Latin America or it will be one of the Dubais, I imagine. So Venetian again. See how massive it is, how many people can fit in there. If you need a hotel, certainly a few thousands can fit in there. And yet again, the Shanghai Tower, absolutely staggering height. Maybe we get lucky, we can still catch Burj Khalifa at night. It's right there, but it's still a distance. We're gonna make a stop at the Chrysler if we can. Right, my friend. That's the village Chrysler is right there. Let's go, yeah, let's go this way now. So certainly that's far in distance, the village tower, or the former Sears, and you can tell how massive it must be. And this is the Chrysler. Certainly one of the most famous buildings. Certainly for me it is the famous building in New York. And second only to the Empire State Building, let's put it this way, since the twins don't exist anymore. What old Art Deco, and yeah, that was the tallest building for a year, only maybe, but at the time, I mean, it was the you know, before World War 40 there was nothing really like it. It's all 200 meters, and then the World War was close to 300 meters, and then the Chrysler was 330 meters, and then the Empire State Building, it topped it by, well, it was 400 meters, 20 or something like that, so quite a bit, but for a long time buildings of this size was just out of the world, and they still are, if you ask me. I mean, it's still quite a feature, isn't it? Quite a feat to build something of this size. Again, absolute staggering height. And computer struggling one more time. But we are on the way to the Burj Khalifa, which is absolute insanity. In that case, towering 800 meters. And yeah, it's hard to comprehend how something like that is really possible, since technically that's twice the size of the twins, although definitely much thinner in its blueprint. But look at the size of the people. But then when you try to, again, at this angle you can't even tell, because it's really the optical illusion. But all you can tell is it's really tall. It's hard to tell how much it is taller than that one, for instance, or why is the Shanghai tower not there? Like that one is possibly, you know, it could be like, oh, maybe that one is taller than this one right here, because we are much closer. And imagine looking up there, it could be possible that one is far in the distance and seems to be absolutely staggering. But no, this one is taller, but again about 20% compared to the Shanghai. And building like this one in front of us now, that's like only 1/4 of the actual Burj Khalifa. Again, it will be hard to guess, that's only 1/4 at this distance. And shall we go? Again, I'm going like a postal, really, but I want to go close to the village towers too, just to get the feel. And hopefully, yeah, actually, yeah, I totally missed the World Trade Center 1, which is over there. Let's enjoy the Chrysler again. And why is the Shanghai Tower vanishing just like that? It's upsetting. Oh, it's always something else. It could be just the graphics card, doesn't it? It doesn't manage anymore. Oh, something's on fire. I'm sure we get quite good services here in the city, so that's pretty much put away straight away. And again, almost mistaken for something smaller, but this is the Willis Tower, the tallest building in America. Floor-wise, it is. It just doesn't have as tall spire as the World Trade Center 1 at the moment, which is that one there. It has 120 meters tall antenna on top, I believe, but floor-wise again it will be. Floor-wise it was a bit smaller than the Twin Towers, which were floor-wise smaller than this one. So the top floors over there are the highest floors in America, even now. And I'll be close to 40 years now, I will say, if I dare to say. I think it's time for America to build something new, just because, you know, it's been 14 years. Perhaps it's really just a vanity, isn't it? But even if for nothing else, but then for vanity, I definitely would like to see a new one. And certainly something taller. Again, you don't want to build, or I don't know, you don't want to build. I mean, I love all skyscrapers, but there's something about breaking the records, isn't it? And you always want to make, like, I want to build taller one than the last one before. At least that's something going in my mind. I like this one as well. Look at that. Definitely one of the Middle East buildings. So there we go, Burj Khalifa right in front of us. And we're going towards the Tokyo tree, exactly where we started. And perhaps instead of going to it, because since we already been here, or started our journey in here, there we go. The plane has to go around the tree, and it's gonna turn left, and then it's gonna land at the airport. If we go this way now, there should be also bridges across in here, isn't it? I can see one. And then will be on the bridge going to the left. And it will be in the area we actually started the game. And I want to go there to finish the tour. And I want to look around what has grown around that place that it originally started. And I can pretty much pinpoint it to the very first house, or the very first block of the houses has begun. And at least at this kind of, because we have been through this bridge last time, we're gonna get different sides of the new area, and we can definitely see, look how much bigger it is. And it's still, that is too close. It doesn't seem to be too much smaller than the Khalifa, like at least not definitely 4 times, but it probably is, to be fair. I'll confirm. Oops, and we just fell to the water. So we may as well look at the ships. Is there any other ships coming in? They are. And as you see, I promised to fix the bridges to make them smaller so the ships can actually fit. I kept my promise. I raised all the bridges, so it won't interfere with the graphics too much, because it was bothering me as well. I didn't have to leave those because the ships they don't go as far inland. They have the harbor over there, so that's why you see the ships turning around and unloading the cargo. The only ones that's going on the left side will be shipyard. Where is it? It will go underneath the raised bridge over there, but not on the right side. When it comes back, it will not go back that way, so it will go back. It will vanish actually, the ship itself, and then there's the docks right there. So I did fix that. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't interfere no more. And this is a spider web of crazy bridges all around the like certainly something you will never see in real life. And only because I'm not really civic engineer or anything like that. I can't plan how the proper infrastructure should be of the city. This was the best to my ability, and I didn't really care about the practical use. Really, I mean, it wouldn't be possible. Of course, it won't be possible, just because in this game objects can travel through the walls essentially if they needed to. That's why it's possible. Otherwise, it will make no sense at all. And not to mention, it's definitely not traffic-wise like optimal way how to do that. But for me at the time it was the easiest, and to elevate the traffic, not the choice really either. Now we kind of have tools at disposal, which I was doing quite a lot of. I used the tools for the traffic, of course. I was forcing the lanes and lights and what is the main road, what is not, you know, to try to smooth it up, which I did a lot. But I still felt like those connections gonna be beneficial, so I didn't really destroy any of the bridges. Because if they use it, they use it. I mean, it still must be better than nothing. So we go to the right. Soon enough. Interesting parking again. But you have to work with what you have. As usual, we have these in here as well. Let's go this way. So, there's a Petronas again. Oh, I missed it now. What's the other one? This one. Oh, that's also quite interesting building. So if we go straight now, pretty much because the street is really just a straight line to a point. I think there is a disruption in here. Yes, it is slightly to the side, but that's the first street that was ever in existence. We can ignore the traffic this time. Let's just go. And as you see, people actually using the buses as well, and metro, everything else. I mean, there should be everything should be busy every single time. Everything we did, even taxis, everything is busy. So let's have a look at the views we get. Oh. Quite a size, isn't it? And on this way, you won't see anything. This is a funny thing with the optical stuff. At this distance, even 2 floors gonna vanish all of that behind it, so you can see it. it can be used for good use as well, though. You don't simply want to feel like you are in a concrete jungle, and if you're not low rise like this, and with this thickness of the streets, even if you like living in houses like those, you may not necessarily feel surrounded by concrete walls, because you're not gonna see them. It's not there. It doesn't exist. Right, so let's find it. We are almost there, and that's the Trans-America Tower. Very famous for San Francisco. I'm sure you know that one. So we are here, meaning the next connection after this one to the left. What is this? This must have been the bridge across. Why they are not there now? That's interesting. Something was broken. I'm pretty sure that I made bridges there. Shouldn't be like that. But yeah, right here, right now, this is the first street that ever existed in the game, and this was the connection. Oh wait, these are bridges in here. Never mind. This must have been a street then. That was first in existence. And this is the size you will have, and everything that grew across around it, essentially. Back in the day, there was nothing really in distance at all, and now you have all kind of stuff. This is already here. Yes, this was the first connection from the highway coming to the first street that in existence, and this was the first block that existed. We started everything in here. Well, since we're already here, let's go to the one there as well. Let's have a look at that. And there's a plane going. There we go. And if we can, which you should, there we go. Final size like the way. So we started here essentially, and we walked, and already instantly get lost in here in this area. Couldn't even find the airplane, the airfield, which airport, which was right here. Instantly got lost, but then we kind of progress into here. So then we walk this way towards the Bank of China, and yes, we ignored this area which I mentioned. There must be the SpaceX somewhere, and this Hitler tower as well. Space Needle, I should say. Is it Space Needle? I think it is. And we didn't bother to walk to the Big Brother, which again, you can see all these skyscrapers or high rises, even not skyscrapers around it, but it's towering by far everything else. And many of those can be called really skyscrapers. That's definitely more than 100 meters tall, or 150, which is the official requirement. And then we've been close to the Hancock. We may have actually walked over there a little bit, isn't it? And then went back. Where's the Eiffel Tower? Have a look at the Statue of Liberty, and then we certainly turn to the right. The Delago Shear, which is absolutely stunning building, and then we must have crossed the river. But it was actually this way, isn't it? Because we went up there, definitely in here, and then we walked the long bridge. Yeah, that's what we did. Only experiencing the outskirts of this area, which is the second airfield. If you didn't really know it's here, it can completely vanish, and that's the area that also has the stadium, which we didn't even go to. Possibly a mistake, but we did admire the diamond, which for some reason I really like this building a lot. And there should be a light on the top, which it is, isn't it? The red one. It is more prominent sometimes than right now, but it changes colors too. To be honest, as you've seen many buildings, and that's the tallest residential building in the world and thinnest. And that's the insane views you'll get if you be the lucky one to live in there. This is all that we achieved. And then we walked through the financial zone, financial zone, the offices zone, admiring those skyscrapers. And we made our way. We kind of skipped the Trump Tower, isn't it? I mentioned it, I've seen it from distance, but we didn't go to it. Instead, we went instantly. I should probably show you this one as well. So I made every area to be really filled. There's no empty spaces anywhere in the city at all. And then we definitely went to see the twins and the World 40. So you can see how tall it is. Imagine you in this window looking down, so that's how small everything is down there. Again, a serious building, but in comparison to the twins, there's no doubt how much taller they are. And then we cross across this highway. And again, everything's finalized, as you can see. Ah, I totally missed my Batman building. That's also from the Chicago, and it's known as the Batman building, or the villain. Wayne building, of course. Villain. I got confused with the aliens for a moment there. Of course, the Bruce Wayne. And certainly, it may not look like it's that tall, but just look again at it in comparison to people or the cars. It is 160 meters or something like that. Definitely a skyscraper. Certainly a good view if you happen to be in that window there. And we have a look at the Gherkin, who was accompanied by a very famous building for New York. I think that's one of the banks. Very close by to the Petronas. And then we certainly have a look at the Empire State Building, which I mentioned is really taller than everything else, although it may not look like that. And we kind of skipped on the World Trade Center 1 and the Hudson Yards buildings with the Luxor Hotel. I could have walked in here, isn't it? I should have gone in here and just visit this area as well. Certainly something I spent a lot of time as well to finalize and to make it absolutely perfect. This is my point of view. We had a brief moment with the Willis. You just see it's serious building in tallness, only the Khalifa, and it's almost as tall it almost looks like it's almost as tall as the Shanghai. But of course this is all floors. There's no spire on the top, and it's still taller by a margin, quite a margin I should say. The may have not looked like that, but from this view I can certainly tell. Yes, it is. And then I mentioned that this is possibly 1/4 of the Burj Khalifa. I must be wrong. It's probably, well, not even 3, but 2.7 times smaller. So it's actually not a small building. It just may look like that standing next to something like Burj Khalifa, but it's probably 270 meters or 250. Well, if it's 2.7 or 3 towns, it must be at least 250, yeah, isn't it? Where's the Chrysler building? That's 300. And to be fair, the Chrysler seems to be even smaller than that one. This is 330. Just mind you. And then, yeah, of course, we didn't actually go all the way back to the Tokyo tree, but just to finalize it, it is in here. That's the city. We did. Oops, I'm not sure what happened there. And it all started. The first connection coming from this highway right here, and this was the first block that must have been in existence, with nothing around it at all. The goal was really to be surrounded by skyscrapers from all sides, essentially, to be living inside the metropolis with at least 100,000 people. And yet again, I did to say, certainly goal achieved. If nothing else, the population is twice as large, and the views are certainly proving that this is a metropolis, isn't it? Let's give the final view towards the Twin Towers, and that's basically it. I know it seems to be, it is kind of long, but at the same time it seems to be rushed. But I did walk around the city, didn't I? And so we kind of seen that perspective, and that's all to it. I guess will be the final episode then. I don't think there's anything else we can do with this city anymore. Maybe be proven wrong. Well, I guess we'll find out. But for the moment, I thank you all for watching this series so far, and for your support. If you did enjoy it, please let me know as well. And I do assume the next game we're gonna do, which will be similar to City Skylines, will be the Planets Coaster, but it all depends on time, and we'll see what the viewers actually want to see. In the meantime, you all guys take care, and I'll see you in something else.